Hello. Nice to see you. I'm so glad to see you. I'm so glad to see your faces. Yes, your smiling faces. Let me see those smiles. Biggest smiles ever. I want to see teeth. Let me see. Good. Wait a second. Were you eating Oreos before you watched this video? Were you? No? I think I see some Oreos in there. No? I don't know. I don't know. So today we are going to read a book. It's called Fry Bread, a Native American family story. And when I read this book, it reminded me of a story of my own, something of my family. And on all the holidays, and sometimes some special days, my family makes meatballs. And you might be like, meatballs? What are you talking about? Well, meatballs is a special family recipe that's been passed on from generation to generations in my family. So my dad taught me how to make them, and his mom taught him how to make them, and she was my grandma. And then her mom taught her, and she was my great-grandma. And then her mom taught her, and she was my great-great-grandma. And then her mom taught her, and she was my great-great-great-grandma. So this recipe goes way, way back in my family, and it's a part of our family recipes and our family culture, our family traditions, and it's so much fun to make. So first of all, the meatballs are delicious, but second, it's so much fun to make them. So when we make them, it's my dad and me and my kids, my sons, and we're all making them together. And my sister's there, and we're all making them together, and it's so much fun to make them. So that kind of reminded me of this story a little bit because it's about a family food and tradition and recipes and like that. So the book is called Fry Bread, a Native American family story, written by Kevin Noble Maillard, illustrated by Juana Martinez Neal. And the Native American people are the people who lived on this land, that's the United States of America, before it was the United States of America. So they are the natives to this land. Another name for that would be indigenous. They are the indigenous people of this land. And a lot of times, sometimes people make the mistake and they think that the Native Americans were a people from long ago, but that's actually not true. They were from long ago, but actually they're people who live here today. Native American nations and tribes still live on the United States of America, and they're all over the country. And we're going to look at that in this book. So let's get started. Fry bread is food: flour, salt, water, cornmeal, baking powder, perhaps milk, maybe sugar, all mixed together in a big bowl. See our big bowl right there? In the story, or in the author tells us about that bowl. And he said even that bowl is very special, that his great-grandmother made that bowl. Fry bread is shape. Hands mold the dough, flat like a pancake, round like a ball, or puffy like Nana's softest pillow. I love this picture because when we make the meatballs, it's a mess. There's just meatballs and there's all onions and peppers and it's all over the table. It's just this big mess, but we're having so much fun. And I love this little picture right here, trying to sneak a little piece. Fry bread is sound. The skillet clangs on the stove. Whoa. The skillet clangs on the stove. The fire blazes from below. Drop the dough in the skillet. The bubbles sizzle and pop. Fry bread is color. Golden brown, tan or yellow. Deep like coffee, sienna or earth. Light like snow and cream. Warm like rays of sun. Fry bread is flavor. See beans or soup. Smell tacos, cheese, and vegetables. Delight in honey and jam. Rise to discover what brings us together. Fry bread is time. On weekdays and holidays, supper or dinner, powwows and festivals, moments together with family and friends. So I want to take a minute and ask you, do you have a favorite food that your mom or dad make, or your grandma makes, or your aunt or your uncle? Is there a favorite food that you have that they make? And it could be an apple pie, it could be a meatloaf, it could be anything. It could be tacos, enchiladas, any food. It might be any kind of food. Do you have a favorite food? So think about that for a minute and think about that favorite food and all the things that go into making it, you know? So press pause and we'll be right back. And we're back. So we're back. And so I hope you thought about that food, and I hope you have a favorite food that's part of your family. And if you don't, just a favorite food, because all food comes from somewhere. All food has a tradition and a heritage. My wife makes a really good biscuits and gravy, and she learned that from her best friend's mom. So it was another family that taught her that. So that was kind of interesting. So now that you know that favorite food, next time your mom, dad, grandma, and grandpa, whoever makes it is making it, talk to them about it. Ask them, who taught you how to make this? Or how long have you been making it? Or can I help? I would love to help, because when we make the meatballs, you know, the meatballs are delicious and they're so much fun to eat and everybody loves them. But my favorite part is making those meatballs together and sharing jokes and telling stories, and there's a big mess and it's so much fun, and that's my favorite part. So sometimes that might be even more fun than eating it. Probably not though, because that apple pie is pretty good, right? So let's get back to the story. So next time, you know, ask mom and dad about that recipe, and ask them where it came from and if you can help. So remember where we left off? Fry bread is art, sculpture, landscape, portrait, our daily craft, shared from teacher to student, a cycle of heritage and fortune. Fry bread is history, the long walk, the stolen land, strangers in our own world. With unknown food, we made new recipes from what we had. Fry bread is place, Alaska, Kansas, all the way to Maine, down to Delaware, on to Georgia, open over to Oklahoma, Colorado, and California. So I don't know if you can see this, but this is actually a map of North America. So here's Florida, here's the Great Lakes, Alaska would be up here, California, Mexico. And what the book's saying is we're from all over. And all these different places had different types of food, or different ways of making other foods. Or the same food, I'm sorry. The cities and the lands that we call home. So right here, we're going to talk about all the different nations and tribes of people that are from this North American land. So fry bread is nation: Abenaki, Apache, Arapaho, Ojibwe, Onondaga, Oglala Sioux, Narragansett, Navajo, Nipmuc, Seminole, Shoshone, Sac and Fox, hundreds and hundreds of tribes. So each one of those is the name of the nation, or the name of the tribe of people, the community of people. Fry bread is everything. Round, flat, large, small, north, south, east, west, brown, yellow, black, white, familiar and foreign, old and new. We come together. I really like this picture. I think it's very cool, very pretty. You got them all sitting there and looking at the full moon in the night sky. I love that picture. Fry bread is us. We are still here. Elder and young, friend and neighbor. We strengthen each other to learn, change, and survive. What I want to point out in this picture is this picture right here. And then it says Fanny. And we're going to talk about that at the end of the book. Fry bread is you. So this is the last page. And this picture right here is a drawing of the author. And this is the recipe on how to make fry bread. And this is like the instructions on how to make fry bread. So I thought that was really cool that he included that in the book. And then we see this picture again, don't we? And this is the author's Aunt Fanny. And she's the one who taught him how to make fry bread. So I thought that was very special that he included her in the book. So that's our book, Fry Bread, a Native American family story. So I hope you enjoyed the book, and I hope it reminded you of some of your favorite foods, and that next time mom or dad are making them, that you get in there and you make some of the food with them and you ask them where it came from and where they learned how to make it. We'll see you again soon.